Hi, this is GunNut226 with a folding knife review. Today we're looking at the MTech. MT-487 is the model number. Here's the box that it came in. You can see once again it's made in China, and the company is MTech USA. I'm pretty sure they designed it here, and it was manufactured in China. Anyway, let's get along with the video. Okay, first off, why did I buy this knife? I bought this knife for my EDC. It's one of my backup blades. Here we can see that it's got the pocket clip that I so much like. It's got the deep pocket clip, and it's also black. So that is a big selling point for me. Here we can see the blade. It is a 440 steel, US design, and it must be pretty nice because it's actually handcrafted in China. Not just made in China, handcrafted in China. Very nice. So here we can see it has a nice blade shape. The grind on it seems to be very good, very nice. It's very sharp out of the box. So that's always a good feature selling point to me. As far as the deployment of it goes, it's very slow, very marginal. While there's not a lot of wiggle up and down or side to side, there's actually maybe a slight little bit up and down, but not very much at all. You can barely tell. And side to side, there's pretty much very little, but not much at all. But here's the problem that I'm going to have with this knife again. There's a tool that some of the knives that I have, especially the ones that are lower cost, I have no idea what this tool is. And I don't know if you can see it, but underneath the pivot, underneath the pocket clip, where the pivot point is, you get a flashlight in there. It's just a rounded off. There's no Torx bit or anything like that. It's just a rounded off piece that they put in there. So I have no way to adjust this pivot point. I would really like to get one of these tools, because I guess there's a few knives that I have at least that use this tool, whatever it is. If somebody knows out there, send me a PM or leave it in the comments. I'd really appreciate it. Maybe where I can get one of these tools, or what the tool is called even, because I have no idea. But it would really help me out with a few of my knives that I can't adjust the pivot point or do anything with it. So anyway, that goes to the deployment. You can see here, I was looking at it earlier, see if we can get the light on it just the right way. There's you can see the bushings. They look like basic white Teflon bushings. If they were phosphor bronze or some other material, it might help the deployment a lot more, but the speed of deployment is poor at this point. I'm thinking it could be a lot better once that pivot point is adjusted, but I don't have a way to adjust it. You can see right here that there's oil coming out all over the place. The grease or the oil or whatever they use to lube that pivot point. It looks like they've used an excess amount, and it's coming out the top there, so it might be a little bit of a quality control issue again. So speed's not too good. However, the lockup is pretty nice. It's very solid. Here we take a look at the liner lock. It is a liner lock knife. It doesn't go, maybe about halfway through the knife there. You can see, so we can get a little bit of a close-up. So it's pretty nice. It has a good lockup, and it's still got some room to wear in. So that's a good thing. Let's take a look at the this back part. Yeah, you can see there some more of the excess lubrication that's in there. Hasn't really worn in yet, so there's not a lot of marking on the back part. So that's one detractor, is the speed of deployment is not what it should be. Lockup strength is good. Let's take a look at the weight. What's the weight look like? Get out the scale. Here we have 3.255 ounces, which is pretty reasonable for an EDC blade. I can live with that. I do have lighter blades, but then again, I do have much heavier blades as well. So this is a good medium weight blade. And like the SOG Flash one I have is much lighter. But like some of the other ones that I have are much heavier. Like the Smith & Wesson Border Guard is a much heavier option. This is more of like an EDC everyday type blade. I don't think I would use this in a tactical situation. It might be able to be used in that role, however, I wouldn't want to. Here, let's look at the handle a little bit. There is a liner on it. It's a single-sided liner. I don't know, for some reason some of these lower-end manufacturers use single-sided liners, probably to increase the strength. Although if they used it on both sides, it would also increase cost. So it's probably a cost-saving measure. You can see in here, can't really see it very well, but there's no light weighting of the liner at all, which probably adds a little bit to the weight. So it does probably add some. As far as the handle goes, it's like an aluminum. It feels like an aluminum handle. So it is somewhat light, and that's why the steel's there, to maybe give it a little extra strength. But it feels pretty slick. There is some texturing on it, but it doesn't really do a lot for the grip. It is better than some of the other knives that I've had, but still not perfect. The finger grooves here, they help you lock your hand in, which is kind of nice. And it would be better, once again, if there was some traction along the top, like some jimping or some such thing like that would be much preferred in this application, because it's so smooth and you have basically no traction up here on the top part. So that's not preferred. It is a flow-through design. You can mostly take this blade apart. However, there is one problem. You can see there's hex head here, on both sides. However, this might be a problem. You can see this is not a hex head on that side, and not a hex head on that side. So I don't think you're going to be able to disassemble this blade, unfortunately. So if you get some salt water in here, or if it's full of mud and grime, you're just going to have to do the best you can to flush it out with water. And you're going to have to clean it the best you can with maybe compressed air to blow out the pocket lint. Use Q-tips, whatever you can do to get in there. Unfortunately, they didn't. Not sure why they decided to do that to us, but it is a lower cost design. It might be cheaper, I guess. Not really sure. But I guess the combination between the pivot, not having the pivot point tool, and that would make disassembly impossible. Other than that, it's pretty nice. There's also no lanyard hole. Some people like lanyard holes. I don't use them a whole lot, but once in a while I do, especially if I'm out maybe on a camping expedition or out hunting in the woods. I do like to have the lanyard capability, just so I don't lose things. Overall, it's not a bad knife. I don't think I would recommend you run out to your local Big 5 and pick this guy up. There's other knives out there that are equivalent or better for the same price. Here we can take a look at the box again. I bought this, like I said before, at Big 5, and I bought it for $29.99. No, I didn't buy it for $29.99. I don't think I would. It's not that high quality a knife. I would never pay that price for this quality knife. If I'm going to pay $29.99 for a knife, it's got to be something along these lines, right? Spyderco Persistence. That's more of a $30 knife. This is what I'm carrying today for my EDC blade, and if I'm going to pay $30 for something, it's going to be this. It's not going to be some MTech. I paid $6 for this at Big 5 when it was on sale. So you know what? You can't beat it for $6. And it's got that pocket clip that I just absolutely love. I really like this pocket clip because it gives you a deep carry, especially in the environments that I'm typically in the office buildings and professional environments. One thing that I didn't cover, I want to take a look how large this, how big it is. The ruler, bust out the ruler. Here we go. Looks like it's about 7 3/4 long overall when it's deployed. The blade length, let's take a look at that. Using the plastic ruler, so that's a good thing. It looks like about 3 1/4 inches for the blade length, and the handle length is about 4 1/2 or so. So there's the dimensions. So it fits well in pocket. I did carry it a little bit, not very much, not extended use. I carried it for like a day, and seems to do pretty well. I do like the pocket clip and how it's black, anodized, much unlike some of the other ones that I have. Here's the Jeep pocket clip that I have. I tried to paint it a couple times and it just keeps wearing off. I know one of my subscribers said I need to prepare the surface a little better, and I guess there's an etching material that I can use to prepare the pocket clip better and the paint will adhere better, so I'm going to try that. But overall, I can't really recommend this knife because the pivot point tool is a big one for me now, and you can't really disassemble it. So if you have any other questions or comments, either PM me or comment below, and please subscribe if you like my videos. Thanks for watching.